I didn't think if you would have like told me like 7 years ago when I was, hanging out at Zoomies and selling skateboards and snowboards and all that stuff that this is where I'd be like, no way, man. Yeah. That sounds dumb. Yeah. I love it. I love manufacturing.
We make cutting tools for precision manufacturing, some very small tools that cut metal and other materials into parts the world runs on. But we don't make the parts, our customers do. This is Aliens on Tour. We go to our customers, their shops, their machines, their world. We find out what they make and why they make it. First stop, Rockford, Illinois, Header Die and Tool. This part of Illinois has a long history of manufacturing fasteners. Fasteners are bolts, screws, nuts, rivets, the parts that hold everything together. If you ever tighten the lug nut on your car or screwed together a piece of furniture, that's a fastener. And the machines that make them are called header machines. They take metal wire and cold form it into shape. No cutting, no melting, just raw force pressing metal at hundreds of parts per minute. But before any of that can happen, someone has to make the tooling. The tooling are the punches and dies that go inside the machines, the parts that give the parts their shape. That's what Header Die and Tool does, and they've been doing it here in Rockford since 1954. We sat down with Lucas Derry, third generation, current owner, to find out how a family shop has stayed in them for over 70 years.
Rockford, rather, was one of the largest fastener producing areas in the world. At that point in time, all these manufacturers had captive tool shops. Our founders came out and said, hey, why don't you guys focus on making cold form parts, we'll focus on making the tooling. It was somewhat of a revolutionary idea at the time. Anyhow, it worked because we're still here and we've had several competitors come and go in the meantime. But that's how Header got started. My father was a die maker at that same company, ironically enough, many, many years later, and got the opportunity to purchase out one of the initial founders. And so sometime after 1976, I think it was about 1978 or 80, he purchased his partner out. So it's been in the Derry family for 50 years now. I got involved from time to time, odd jobs in high school, but then went away to school, moved out of Rockford for a couple of years and had the opportunity to come back. In 2009, I purchased the company from my father. So it's been in my family now for just about 50 years.
Lucas runs the business, but to understand what Header actually makes every day, you've got to get on the floor. John Harvey handles purchasing. He's been here long enough to know every machine, every process, and every shortcut in the building.
A few of them have been doing it for 20, 30 years. This is kind of like this is a lot of our bread and butter. And again, to oversimplify for like what Lucas said, it's just round with a hole in it. A lot goes into kind of pairing everything up, and it's stuff that I didn't know about before. Like I didn't know what went into a screw. I just went to Menards and got one.
Yeah, exactly.
I just went to the hardware store. Yeah. But like, I mean, you can here. Cool. Yeah, they get kind of, and that's an average one for us. We have some that are 90 to 100 pounds.
So it's round with a hole in it. Simple enough. Except it's not. These punches and dies take a beating. Hundreds of hits per minute every single day. So how long does a tool like that actually last before it needs to be replaced?
The goal is typically $250,000.
$250,000?
Yeah,
Okay.
So 250,000. We've gotten them to last longer. Those are usually our claims to fame. When we start getting like half to like 1 million parts, those are the good ones.
A single tool at Header passes through nearly every station at the shop. Prep, tool making, grinding, EDM, CNC, assembly, inspection. And the people who do this work, they've been at it for decades.
Oh man, it's probably the 3 guys in prep, 2 or 3 up in toolmaker, Brian over in EDM, 2 or 3 guys back in grind, the 3 or 4 that we got back in CNC, just to make the casing and the fillers and everything. So almost everybody, probably 30 people.
Yeah.
Everybody but up front.
For one tool?
Yeah, for one tool, yeah. To make one bolt. One station of a bolt. We have the kind of like the whole segment up front. I'll show you that before we take off.
Okay.
Because then it's just that one is just, it might just make that slug have a little like extra tip on it or something,
right.
And that's it.
So one element of design
Yeah.
for one tool.
Yep.
So cool.
Months,
Yeah.
thousands of dollars,
Yeah.
50 people touching it. Our tolerances on average are we call them 5/10, so 5/10 thousandths of an inch.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's our average. We're like, oh cool, 5/10, we got that.
Yeah, easy.
They don't know what to do when it's like 20 thousandths. They're like, what do I do?
All that precision, all that experience, months of work from dozens of people for products most of us never even think about.
You ever been in a Honda?
Yeah.
It's like one place in the U.S. makes all their lug nuts, and that's our customer.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So any Honda you've ever been in has a lug nut. That's the tooling from us has touched that.
Yeah.
We're probably one of the lowest cost of the overall use of the tool. We work with our customers to figure out how to make these things last longer. And much like we're working with you, how do we apply these tools differently? How do we get more cuts out of this cutting tool? So we're doing that on the forming side. How did it break? Let me look at how it broke. Have we talked about A, B, C, or D as options and trying one at a time? Because at the end of the day, what we do sell is perishable. They could make one part if they had a major crash or something like that, or they could make millions of parts. Our goal is to make millions of parts and have the die actually just wear out because it became too big, not because it broke into 5 different pieces. We changed the way in which we looked at it, yes. We said, oh, what's difficult about this? And let's make it not difficult, or reduce the level of difficulty. Sometimes you need to figure it out. Oh, what don't we like about it? And let's just not do that, One of our fundamentals is let's work smarter, not harder. So we put our heads together and solved the ways in which it didn't work and changed how we manufacture these things. And it's probably one of our top 5 customers right now.
Heterodyne Tool, Rockford, Illinois, since 1954. 72 years, 2 generations, and a team that measures in 10,000ths of an inch because anything less isn't good enough. They make the tooling that makes the things we use every day. And when they needed tools for graphite milling, they tried our Invader series, because our philosophy is the same: make it last. This is Aliens on Tour. Thanks for watching. Join us on our next episode as we get an inside look at a high-tech dental lab from our friends at Epic Dental in beautiful Utah. See you then.